Ta-da!
The Mr. Bean animation series works well because the live action is very comic, you know, he is a comedy character.
Yeah, and I think the fact that, you know, everyone worldwide has got a love for the classic cartoon. The way that it's been designed, it is paying lip service to those classic cartoons.
My name is Tom Baker and my job on the Mr. Bean animated series is art director. Well, it's a really grand title for the person that draws the backgrounds and the characters and the props and then comes up with the colours as well. There are 2 teams of 2, so there's 2 art directors working on each episode. We're supposed to get those done in about 2 weeks.
The hardest thing for the art directors, I think, is they've got to match the first series. You know, it was amazingly designed and looks beautiful and is a classic.
We didn't want to come in and redesign it. I mean, you don't want to watch Mr. Bean on TV and then it's a different actor or something like that. You always have to ape someone else's style to an extent. And the first time you think, wow, how do I draw like this? How do we get the right colours and the right style? But once we had a few backgrounds built up and as it went on, it became easier. So the drawing behind is actually one that I did. It's a swimming pool on top of a cruise ship and he's making a new friend there. So we had to design a whole cruise ship and loads of other bits, but it's quite nice that you've got one of the ones that I worked on back there.
Oh, please, please. Thank you very much.
The design team have got the challenge of making the materials look as if they're drawn. Everything is produced by the art team, ready for the animators to work with that.
My name is Tanya Scott and I am a member of the design department. The designer's job is to be the bridge between the art department and the animation department. There are 3 design teams and 3 people per team working on each episode. It was quite difficult for some people to build Mr. Bean in particular because he does have so many expressions. There are about 1,000 hand shapes and hundreds of mouth shapes, and that was really a big job for somebody in the design department. I particularly enjoy doing the characters on Mr. Bean. I like rigging the characters. They are very complicated rigs, so it's quite nice to get involved in that. The best part of my job is probably seeing all the stuff being used by the animators. When you spend a long time creating something and then the animation department take it and do something really amazing with it, you're just really blown away and it's really nice to see it taken to that next level.
So the challenge for the animators is really that it is a 2D show, but it has a lot of fluid and movement.
And essentially the animation team are our actors, so they make the thing move and they make it move beautifully.
My name is Kate Derrick and I'm an animator for Mr. Bean. There's about 7 animators that work per episode on Mr. Bean and there's 3 teams on the crew. To animate something simple, like Mr. Bean waving, it really depends on a lot of things. So if the shot's just going to be here and all you see is this, then that's going to be very simple. But if it's like a full shot, so you see his whole body, that's going to take much longer. And if he's angry, if he's happy, if he's really excited to see someone, he's moving around a lot, that's going to take a lot longer. I think the reason Mr. Bean is such a fun character to animate is because he has these very strong emotional responses to a lot of things. And the funnest part of that for me is when he gets really grumpy. He does a lot of like, which is always really, really fun. I think that's the funnest part. That's what I like to do. So my Bean impression would be, the name's Bean, Mr. Bean.
Teddy? Teddy? You recognise him? Oh, Teddy. I don't think he's going to be losing his job anytime soon.
Bean, Mr. Bean.